Alright, that is our intro for this new show, Culture Crash. I have a couple of guests with me today, Christopher Laregi, Kevin Allman, and Jonathan Outridge. How are you guys? Hold on for 1 second, my audio kind of just went out here.
I'm gonna change my audio to my headset because you guys are probably like hearing yourselves.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
No, I hear my. I'm good so far.
Well, I'm about to get home now, so shit plastic bags and stuff rustling. I have groceries in the car, so.
You have what?
All right.
I have groceries in the car I picked up from my mom, so if you hear any plastic, that's why.
Okay. That's fine. So, yeah, this is the new show, kind of just a weekly, every Friday culture discussion. So, just kind of a add-on to the regular daily news show that I do. But more fun stuff. Yep. So, it'll be about 15 minutes long, because that's how long I'm given to broadcast live.
Yes.
Yep. So, to start, I guess, what have you guys been playing lately? Since all of you are gamers anyway, so.
Sold recently. That's mainly just from live streaming.
Okay.
But other than that, I've been playing some Nier Automata. That game's freaking great. That's honestly about it. That's all I've had really time to play, really.
Okay. I know you play a lot of Dark Souls. That's what you live stream?
Hey, how do I sound now? Do I sound the same?
You sound much better. Very clear.
Okay, good. All right, so now I'm hearing through my headset and speaking through my Blue Yeti.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds very clear on my end, so.
Good.
I have you guys set up on, my surround sound speaker, so it's, super crisp.
Crisp is good.
Yep. So, what you been playing, Chris?
I just mainly been playing here and there. Sometimes I play the Persona 5 game. Sometimes I go back to my PlayStation 2 games to play Bully, Destroy Humans. Basically anything that I would feel like playing.
Okay.
Didn't you just get Crash Bandicoot? How's that?
That too, yeah. I just got the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy for the PlayStation 4, and yes, it is pretty fun. I actually felt like a nostalgia just playing through the first and second game.
Wow.
Did not play much of the third game though.
Mm-hmm. I heard that in the remake the physics are a little bit different from the original games, and some reviewers.
I've also heard that. Yeah.
It doesn't play. The level design is the same, but the physics kind of throw off, the old techniques from the old game, and, it's kind of hard to do certain jumps. So how would you say the physics are? Is it similar to the original game, or do you feel a difference? It doesn't play exactly the same?
It feels a little different, especially when it comes to, platforming. Because sometimes when I thought I would make a jump, I did not really make a jump. I don't know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So are the physics a little heavier then?
I remember basically in my old PlayStation 1 days, Crash used to jump a little bit farther than he did in this game.
Yeah.
At least that's what
And I heard it's not necessarily how high he jumps in this one. It's not. They haven't affected the height. It's the arc. He doesn't jump quite as far as you have to get a running start almost. It's almost as if it were a Mario game, is what I'm hearing. Mm-hmm. Because you have to get the momentum to make jumps, whereas before you could just walk and make the same jump, Yeah.
Now, do you mainly feel it in the 2D platforming or the 3D platforming?
Am I into the 2D or 3D platforming?
No, when you feel the difference, because sometimes the game starts out in 3D and you're going towards the screen, and then it'll shift into 2D where you're going from left to right. So do you feel the difference in the 2D more than the 3D, or is it the other way around? Where do you mainly feel that difference?
I feel it more in the 3D than 2D. Mm-hmm. At least that's what's been going on with me so far.
Okay. But otherwise, it's probably a good game. I mean, I've been hearing good things about it, so.
No. It's a good game. Good game. Nice new add-ons and stuff. You can also play as Coco now, apparently.
Okay. Huh.
Mhm. I've heard some rumors that Activision may be doing a Spyro remake next.
That's what I
depending
hear.
on
Is,
how well Crash sells.
apparently
Which-
Crash has been selling pretty well, so I mean,
Yeah.
the odds of a Spyro coming out are pretty high.
I saw a video from one of the YouTube vloggers that I watch. His name is Broken Games HD. He did a video about how Crash was the best-selling game in the UK this month, or not this month, last month. I don't know, but it was like
Wow.
the best-selling game of the UK, which it outdid Horizon, which is pretty surprising. So that's a good sign. If Crash is doing well in the UK, then he's probably doing pretty well in other countries as well.
Definitely, yeah. Did you
Yeah.
guys watch the Nintendo E3?
I
I did not, but I know what they showed.
Yeah, I mean, Super Mario Odyssey was the biggest one.
Mhm.
That's kind of
Yeah.
the big talker.
A little bit of Metroid for Prime.
That also, I forgot about that
I
one.
think that was the biggest announcement of this year's E3, that Nintendo finally announced a new Metroid game. It was two Metroid games, right? Like Metroid.
One for the 3DS and one for the
4.
Switch, yeah.
Yeah,
Prime
it's like
4.
a lot of people have been asking for that, so now they're finally doing what the fans want.
I mean, a lot
But
of...
besides that, it was.
I don't think anybody expected
recent
Prime
4.
either, you know?
Yeah, but we saw more Mario Odyssey gameplay, more Splatoon gameplay, some ARMS gameplay. But that
And
was
I'm
really it.
excited
It was really
for
just
Mario.
Metroid. That was the big
Like,
announcement.
Right now, Mario Odyssey it's selling me on the Switch. Like, when that comes out, it's going to be hard not to buy one.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's like the only two games that really interested me with the Switch was Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey. But for Breath of the Wild, they put that on Wii U, which I think was a mistake. Like, if you really want
Definitely.
to sell the Switch, you should make Breath of the Wild a Switch exclusive.
They definitely
Because if
should have
people can
done
get it for
that.
Wii U, then people will just get it for Wii U. They won't get it for the Switch. So
I get where
I
they're
think that
coming
was a
at.
mistake on Nintendo's part.
I get where they're coming at though, because when the Wii came out, they also released Twilight Princess on the GameCube. So I mean, it was built around the Wii, but actually it was built around the GameCube, but they kind of
Yeah.
used that as a seller for the Wii. So
Yeah, which was smart, I think.
it was, yeah. It added a lot. I mean, there's not really much added to the Switch edition other than that you can just take it on
Yeah.
the go, you know?
Yeah, I think they made it multi-platform just to like not piss off their fan base, because like the fan base would know if they made a Switch exclusive, they would know that they did it on purpose just to sell titles. Now, like for a PR perspective, that's probably a good thing, but I think for the long run and for just the sake of business, they should have made it exclusive.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
But back to E3. So Nintendo, they showed off Splatoon, ARMS, Mario Odyssey, Metroid Prime 4 was like the big announcement. Were there any other announcements, like any F-Zero or Earthbound or like anything else?
No, other than that, the Super Nintendo Classic has Earthbound on it.
Yes, the Super Nintendo Classic. Have you guys been like trying to pre-order one of those?
Oh no, I don't have $80 to spend.
Oh, I do. I am buying 3 of those things. The moment I get the chance, I am buying 3 of them, and I'm going to be one of those
3 of
asshole
them?
price gougers.
Oh,
I'm
God.
price gouge. Like, I intend on making money. But, yeah, so they were on pre-order for the UK, and, like, in an hour, they were just gone. In the US, I don't think they've been up for pre-order. Like, they're on stores, but it says, like, out of stock. And I've turned on my email notifications for, like, 4 stores.
Wow.
I've gotten no notifications yet, so like no one's really had a chance to pre-order it yet. But like once I get that email notification, I'm gonna drop everything. Like I don't care what I'm doing, I'm gonna drop it, and I'm gonna pre-order those things.
I probably would be able to afford it if I didn't have car payments. So, you know,
Well, I would
welcome to
say-
adulthood.
You can do what I do, just buy it so you can sell it back, because you're gonna make like you can make money. Like
Yeah.
buy it.
I just
like, sell,
I don't
like,
even have enough
3
to
times.
I don't even have enough really to spend, you know,
Yeah.
it's out of my pocket, you know, right now, but
Yeah.
plus I really want to I'm saving my money for the Switch, really.
Yeah.
Well, it's also due to like the nostalgia factor of why people are like buying these type of stuff.
Oh yeah, and I think
That's the reason
I
why-
think the Super Nintendo is definitely going to sell. I mean, I really don't know though, because the NES is like an icon. So I feel like a lot of people that aren't even Nintendo fans, aren't even gamers, maybe bought it because of how, much of an icon it is in culture. But the Super Nintendo, I think, might have a more, a smaller fan base, I guess. I mean,
No, I think the fan base is the same because the kids back in the day that played the NES, they played the Super NES, and the hype was just the same, if not stronger. Like the Super NES has its own share of like Gorilla Classic titles. Like
definitely.
Super Mario
And
World,
it's got a
Yoshi's
great selection.
Island, Mario Kart, F-Zero, Super Metroid. Like those games are probably remembered more than the NES games because like they had better graphics, better gameplay.
oh yeah, and I
So
think
it's gonna sell. It's gonna outsell just like the NES. But it's the funny thing that Nintendo tries to do with those consoles is that they purposely understock them so they can like artificially increase the demand. So they can say, "Hey, look, it's such a success. We sold all of our units. That's only because you barely made any to begin with." So
they
you're not
bottleneck
really, like,
sales.
being
And
honest.
that's the problem, is that they bottleneck it. So I mean,
Yeah, purposely bottleneck it. Like they have the
Yes.
resources. They can make a lot more. They just choose not to.
I think the reasoning they had for the NES Classic shortage, at least this is what their PR says anyway, is that they didn't want to divert their manufacturing from the Switch, and so they took all their their manufacturing power and forced it into the Switch rather than focusing on the NES.
Yeah.
But now the Switch is out, so are they going to change that?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the NES was outselling the Switch, so it would have been beneficial to them to just keep making the NES Classic and just sell that alongside the Switch. Like, they should understand, like, that's not going to provide competition for the Switch. Like, people understand the NES Classic is still a niche thing. It's not going to replace modern gaming.
Definitely.
Like, it's really just a novelty. So people, they will buy the Switch with the NES. People aren't going to be like, oh, do I want the NES or do I want the Switch?
Yeah.
Like the Switch is like modern day gameplay, and the NES Classic is old school gameplay. Like you're not going to choose one or the other. You're going to get both because they understand that the NES Classic, at the end of the day, it's just a novelty. It's not a replacement for modern gaming. So Nintendo shouldn't have to worry about the NES Classic or the Super NES Classic being competition for the Switch.
Just real quick, if I can just throw this in here real quick. Before John goes.
I'm hearing some double speak.
Yeah, who's echoing?
Kevin, I think that might be you.
That's the first time we removed it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely Kevin.
It's like when we mute my phone, it's talking to Chris.
Yeah, it's definitely echoing. Yeah, we're down to the 1 minute and 49 second mark. So if anybody wants to plug anything in, now's the time.
Yes, that would be. Am I one of the only ones that wants the remake for the Super Mario RPG for the SNES?
What is it?
The Super Mario RPG?
Yeah,
I want that so bad.
and that's on the. I mean, I've played it before and I beat it. It's a great game, so I'm glad that they put that on there.
They definitely need to remaster that shit.
They definitely do. It'd be a great remaster in 3D.
Well, the NES Classic and the Super NES Classic, like, don't they automatically remaster them, or like kind of by like allowing you to play it in 720p and 1080p?
Yeah, so I mean,
like,
it does upscale it, which is good. So
yeah, it's an upscale, so it's like a pseudo remaster.
kind of, yeah. I mean,
720p, but 8-bit.
but isn't it 16-bit?
Yeah, Super NES is 16-bit,
16-bit, yeah.
and then N64 will be 64-bit.
Yes.
Try to do like an hour to 2 hour podcast because that's
I think
really
so.
the time we need.
We'll have to do it on
like,
YouTube then, just because this program only allows me this until you pay.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
Yeah.
that's it for me. So,
Gotcha.
All right.
see you
Fun
guys.
talking.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
See ya.